Taylor Swift spent over $300 million, from crazy car collection and private jets that worth tens of millions to literally some of the most expensive houses in America. Here's 15 things Taylor owns that cost more than your life. And first up, Taylor Swift can't just have normal legs because her legs are literally insured for tens of millions of dollars. In 2015, when Taylor was just 26 years old, she insured both of her legs for a whopping $40 million. If you think that's crazy, she even extended her insurance 5 years later in 2020, and her legs are still insured till this very day. If you wonder why she did that, here's a crazy explanation. As close to Taylor Swift people say, she isn't gonna be able to make money and go on tour ever again in case something happens to her legs. So apparently, insuring the legs for a price of an entire neighborhood is a normal purchase for Taylor. And it actually is not as weird as it seems, because a lot of professional athletes such as Messi and Ronaldo have also insured their legs for huge money. For example, Cristiano Ronaldo's legs worth over $200 million, and Lionel Messi has insured his left foot for a mind-blowing $900 million. Even though insuring legs is a normal thing for a soccer player, for artists like Taylor Swift, it's basically a first case in history. And even though Taylor's legs worth $40 million, she made over $1 billion off her Eras tour, so I think that $40 million insurance was completely worth it. But if you think that was expensive, let's talk about Taylor Swift's real estate. And as #1 artist in the world, she basically had to buy herself a crazy Beverly Hills mansion. This house is gonna go down in history as one of the most expensive houses in America, and it's owned by Taylor Swift for almost 10 years now. This mansion actually has a wild story behind it because it's literally over 90 years old, and it was built for a famous movie mogul, Samuel Goldwyn, in 1934. And even thought it's old. This house cost more than you can imagine because Taylor Swift bought the entire mansion for a crazy $25 million in 2015. This mansion is almost 11,000 square foot big and contains over 10 baths and exactly 7 bedrooms. Taylor and Travis Kelce are never gonna get bored in this house because they can change a bed literally every single day a week. This place even has its own tennis court, and since Taylor Swift really likes to play tennis, I bet this court had some of the biggest Hollywood stars playing with Taylor here. Some people even thought Taylor sold this mansion for whatever reason, but it turned out to be false because Travis Kelce was spotted hitching a ride to this mansion just a few weeks ago. But there's one thing that cost almost double that Beverly Hills mansion, and it turns out to be Taylor's $44 million private jet. This model is named Dassault 900, and it can carry up to 12 passengers, which is kind of small for an expensive jet like this. And even though some people are mad at Taylor for owning a jet, and it actually has a lot of controversy over the years, we can't deny that this jet is one of the most expensive private jets in the world. This jet inside has plenty of seats and even a king-size bed for Taylor and Travis. Apparently, Taylor Swift for real is obsessed with this jet because in February, she traveled nearly 20,000 miles by this thing and even visited Travis Kelce winning a Super Bowl in a jet. Also, Taylor doesn't really invite everyone in this private jet because the only celebrity who actually was inside of that jet turned out to be Ed Sheeran. And you won't believe it, but he almost killed Taylor inside of it.
I got given a sword by Peter Jackson.
He would come into my dressing room waving it. He'd just get it out on the plane and everybody's like, we don't know if that's okay on a plane. It's like, it's a weapon.
But as the plane started to take off, it was on the table.
And it started to slide.
It started sliding down. I'm like, oh. Yeah, it's just about to impale Taylor.
The crazy thing is that Taylor Swift actually used to own 2 private jets, but downsized to only one of them literally just a month ago. Before March 2024, she used to have another jet named Dassault 7X, which she apparently sold or maybe gifted to someone. But obviously, a private jet is not the only transport Taylor Swift owns because her car collection contains some of the craziest supercars in the world. In total, Taylor Swift owns over 10 cars, but here's some of the coolest ones, and we're starting with an Audi R8. Not only this car is simply beautiful, but it can go up to 60 miles an hour in less than 2.8 seconds, which is almost the world record. Taylor bought this car in 2009 while dating her first boyfriend, Taylor Lautner, and this little car cost her over $250,000. Moving on to the next one, we got Taylor's Porsche 911 Turbo. This car looks like a damn toy, yet it's extremely fast, and the price just starts at $200,000, but it goes up to almost $500,000. But those 2 cars are only the beginning, because officially the craziest car out there is Taylor's Ferrari 458 Italia. Taylor definitely has some taste in cars because this car is considered the #1 most beautiful Ferrari of all time. This fast little car cost over $300,000, and it's actually pretty hard to find nowadays. And if you think Taylor's garage is already looking like a paradise at this moment, here's one car that means everything for Taylor Swift. This is 2007 Chevrolet Silverado, which is Taylor's very first car in her entire life. It painted in pink and even exclusively signed by Taylor Swift. It's kinda weird signing your own car, but we'll let that slide. Crazy part is that Taylor didn't even buy this car because it was presented to her as a gift on her 18th birthday by a record label. Back in 2007, Taylor Swift was a true country girl, and it actually makes sense now because this truck looks exactly like a country girl's fever dream. Those was only 4 cars, but Taylor's entire collection contains over 10 different ones, so the final price of Taylor's garage is over $1.4 million. But to drive expensive cars and live in a Beverly Hills mansion, you have to look good at first, and Taylor actually spends hundreds of thousands of dollars on some of her dresses. So while performing a midnight set in Las Vegas during the Eras tour, she actually wore this customized Zuhair Murad designer bodysuit, and this thing is just crazy. This bodysuit contains over 20,000 glittering crystals and pearls and took over 350 hours to make. That's basically a whole damn month of working 12 hours a day just to make a single bodysuit. The bodysuit itself is worth $9.5 thousand, but Taylor decided to make the outfit even more expensive by wearing a $6,000 Louboutin boots. But this bodysuit worth literally pennies compared to the Roberto Cavalli couture mini dress that Taylor wore while performing Fearless. The designer who worked with Taylor said that this dress was a celebration of femininity and glamour for Taylor Swift. This Roberto Cavalli dress features an embroidered metallic fringing in a zigzag pattern and a sweetheart neckline, and it cost Taylor over $12.5 thousand for just a single dress. It's also my personal favorite dress from the Eras tour, but the next one is even more expensive because Elise Couture ball gown alone cost Taylor Swift over $13,000. Taylor said that this gown actually mirrors the dreamy and romantic themes prevalent in her music, but it goes even crazier because the next Atelier Versace bodysuit is on another level. This bodysuit is completely unique and custom made with thousands of sparkling pink and blue gems. This bodysuit cost $15,000, and Taylor even decided to top it by literally putting diamond on her microphone. And finally, the most expensive outfit by Taylor Swift of all time turns out to be a Zuhair Murad ball gown. This dress took the designers over 400 hours of manual labor to construct it, and it contains a goddamn 50 meters of tulle fabric. I have no idea how much this thing weighs, but it cost Taylor a whopping $21.4 thousand for a single dress. These dresses are gonna go down in history, but the most unexpected thing Taylor Swift spends her money on is actually pets, because some of Taylor Swift's pets are literally worth more than LeBron James. Taylor owns 3 cats, and their names are Meredith Grey, Olivia Benson, and Benjamin Button. All of the cats are very expensive breeds, so let's talk about how they're so rich. Olivia Benson has a net worth of $97 million, according to the official richest pets in the world list. Not only this makes her richer than all of us, Olivia is actually the 3rd richest pet in the world, after Nayla Cat and some random dog. Olivia Benson is already 10 years old, and it's a pretty big age for a cat. She also has appeared in a couple of Taylor Swift's music videos, and Taylor even calls her the best friend for life. Kind of crazy how Taylor Swift's cat is literally worth double the Travis Kelce. Meredith and Olivia cats are actually the same breed named Scottish Fold, and if you want to buy a cat like this, you have to spend over $3,000 on a single cat. It's nothing close to a $97 million net worth of Olivia Benson, though. But obviously Taylor's cats are priceless, and Taylor is literally obsessed with her cats because not only she's been taking them to her private jet in a backpack, but even took Benjamin Button to her Time magazine cover. This cat has literally become the first ever pet to appear on the Person of the Year picture ever, and being the Person of the Year made Taylor buy some of the most unique houses in the whole world. This is Taylor Swift's huge penthouse in the heart of Nashville, and it looks like real-life fairy tale. Taylor even named this penthouse Alice in Wonderland. As close to Taylor Swift people say, she spent over 2 years of renovating this home to achieve her dream creative space. She even added a real koi pond in the middle of her living room. The wildest thing about this pond is that it actually houses real fish for her cats. There's even a giant 2-sided fireplace in this penthouse. Every single inch of this home was completely designed by Taylor Swift, and after finishing the design, she said she finally achieved her most comfortable place in the world. The entire penthouse cost Taylor over $2 million in 2009, but it probably costs way more now. But even though it's cozy, some people actually hate this home, saying that it's over-decorated and Taylor Swift has no taste. So let me know in the comments if you like this Taylor's Nashville penthouse or no. But let's talk about some jewelry now, because Taylor Swift owns one of the most expensive jewelry collections on earth. In fact, in 2023, Taylor appeared at the Grammys with a multi-million-dollar look. And literally, I mean it, because not only she was wearing a Roberto Cavalli set, but she wore a Lorraine Schwartz jewels that worth over $3 million. According to press release from the brand itself, Taylor Swift was wearing over 136 carats of natural purple sapphires and real diamonds. And I'm not only talking about these earrings, because her huge rings are probably worth even more. Apparently, the rings were too big and heavy that Taylor even had to remove them later later during the same Grammy show, but we all can agree she looked incredible that evening, and it was probably her #1 most expensive look of all time. And now it's time to move to the Rhode Island because here Taylor owns her biggest mansion ever. This is a 14,000 square foot luxurious mansion that she bought for a whopping $18 million in 2013. The craziest part is that she paid for this house in cash, and this mansion holds some truly wild records. Not only it sits on the highest point in the Watch Hill in Rhode Island, but it literally features a 700 feet of shoreline and some of the craziest views ever. This place is even bigger than the Beverly Hills mansion because it includes 8 bedrooms, a pool in the back, 10 bathrooms, and a crazy 8 goddamn fireplaces. Since Taylor bought this place, she's been constantly hosting numerous parties with her famous friends. People basically call this mansion a Taylor's vacation home because she moves here for almost every single holiday. She even built her own water park to celebrate 4th of July here one time. This house is also very old and was built in 1929, meaning it's basically older than your great-great-grandfather. Talking about jewelry, those earrings that were $3 million wasn't the first jewelry piece Taylor bought from Lorraine Schwartz, because in 2016, Taylor Swift appeared on the 58th annual Grammy Awards wearing one of the most unique and expensive chokers in the world. While accepting the Grammy Award for Album of the Year, which was 1989, Taylor wore a $900,000 40-carat multicolored diamond choker. The cool thing is that Taylor actually made history at this 2016 Grammys by becoming the first woman in history who won the top Grammy twice. Sometimes Taylor literally goes crazy with her chokers because in 2024 she wore a choker that actually is a watch, and of course it's made out of some wildly expensive black diamonds. I guess we all can agree that Taylor looks gorgeous on every single Grammy she goes to. Okay, but the next item might actually leave you speechless because Taylor Swift sold a handwritten cookie recipe for $100,000. Recently, she posted on eBay her cookie recipe written on a piece of paper for literally $100,000. She also left an autograph here, and this little thing was even PSA and DNA authenticated, so we all know it's real. Thousands of people were watching this item being sold live, and all that for just a sugar cookie recipe. This item was completely one of a kind, meaning that Taylor wanted it to be very exclusive. That was probably the easiest $100,000 in her life, and the person who bought the recipe has to be her biggest fan. Before this card, though, the most expensive item Taylor has ever sold was her autographed full-sized acoustic guitar, which people bought for over $13,000. I have no idea how rich you gotta be to spend over $100K for a piece of paper with a cookie recipe, but I hope that person is truly happy now. But Taylor Swift became famous because of her music, so it's pretty obvious that she must own some of the most expensive guitars and pianos in the world. But one item is so exclusive, Taylor was literally hiding it for years. While giving an exclusive interview to Vanity Fair magazine, Taylor revealed that she owns an extremely rare Steinway Sonata piano. This thing is older than Joe Biden and was made in 1930, meaning this piano is almost 94 years old. Taylor said that she bought it because this piano can hit some of the notes other pianos cannot, and she had to pay over $43,500 on that thing. Taylor is a huge piano lover, and buying a piano like this was basically the dream of her entire life. And talking about music, here's the thing that made Taylor Swift a billionaire. Taylor is worth $1.1 billion right now, but little did you know that she was worth 3 times less just a year ago. And the only thing that changed is her Eras tour. And this wasn't just a tour. This event is gonna go down in history. The entire amount of shows Taylor is gonna do is 152, and it's gonna last for almost 2 years. Right now, Taylor has done over half of it, and the box office is already over $1 billion. But it's time to move on to the most expensive item so far, and officially one of the most expensive houses in America, because Taylor Swift owns a $50 million double penthouse in New York City, and I promise it will just blow your freaking mind. Everyone knows that buying an apartment in New York is something unaffordable, but Taylor took it to another level, because not only she owns like 4 different apartments in New York City, but she bought 2 adjacent penthouses in the Tribeca building, and this thing is truly insane. She converted these 2 penthouses in one single apartment, and it has 10 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, and a goddamn billiards room. The most insane thing is that she bought both of these homes from Lord of the Rings director Peter Jackson. But the wildest part for Taylor Swift fans turned out to be the interior design, because Taylor literally painted all of the walls in her kitchen to a solid red color. We can also see a red carpets and red couches right here, so let me know if you like that design or no. But $50 million for this is literally crazy. But let's be real, and nothing actually costs more than a life, except for Taylor Swift's biggest and the most important purchase ever. Taylor knows what it's like to come from nothing. There was a lot of times when the whole world was against Taylor Swift, and she was coming back stronger every single time. For nearly 13 years, Taylor has been giving huge money to charity. In August of 2016, Taylor donated over $1 million to Louisiana flood relief, saving thousands of people's lives with the money she donated. In March 2020, she donated another $1 million to help people who were impacted by the tornadoes that destroyed hundreds of homes in Tennessee. Taylor kept saying that Nashville is her home, and the fact that so many people lost their homes is devastating to her. And it's not just about publicity. Taylor is one of the kindest artists in history. In April of 2020, she was secretly donating tens of thousands of dollars to random people affected by the pandemic. So next time you'll see Taylor going on tour or releasing a new music, just know that she ain't doing it for herself. She's actually doing it for you.